Hello, this is wmpyr. First of all, wanted to give a big thank you to the people that made video responses, and also to the people who contributed by giving comments and such. Okay, I hope you found it as interesting as I did. The main purpose for this was not to see who was more right or who was wrong, or to see who had a better theory about this kind of stuff. Nothing like that, okay? The main idea is to basically become like a detective, put yourself in the shoes of the people in the past and imagine what they were going through. Okay, try to feel the evolution, the things that they had to overcome and the things that they went through, the hardships that they undertook, and how we got things the way they are today. To appreciate the sense of history. Basically also to the gears that are going on in your head, to stimulate that, and I got plenty of it, so thank you so much. Okay, now here's my 2 cents. Okay, first of all, I went to Wikipedia, and basically what it said on the subject was that the Popeye stance like this, all right, they were saying that basically this was a defensive stance, and once the gloves were introduced, it really wasn't used anymore. Okay, so I kind of started thinking about that and thought, okay, why? Why is that going to really change so much? Okay, and the way that I saw it was that, okay, back then, bare knuckle, I'm sure when they were going to fight, they're throwing their shots really, really hard. Okay, these are some brutal dudes that they're working at the factory. They're corn-fed, big old farm boys and stuff, just, you know, strong guys, okay, that are going to be like almost like in a tough man type competition. So they're going to throw down. When someone like that is a big strong dude is throwing a punch right at your head, and I would imagine that a lot of them were headhunters, okay. So if someone was throwing a big giant punch, all right, to your face, you're going to block it with your forearms, okay. So you're going to probably move back like this and block it with your forearms. And this is the stance you get. It makes sense, all right? Now, we add the addition of gloves. Why does this change things so much? I was thinking about it, and it seems like, okay, with the padding involved, right? Even though originally it was intended to protect your fists, right? It was originally intended to protect your fists. But I think the side effect was now you got basically a padded shield on your hand. You got two now. Two padded shields, and that changes the game, all right? So a big strong guy, same situation, is swinging for your head, okay? You could block it with your forearm, or you could block it with this padding that's going to be like something about this big, which is almost half the size of your forearm, okay? So you'd rather take it on the padding. So in that case, all right, you're going to block it like this, and then you can parry it as well. So now the stance is starting to look more like modern boxing stance, okay, like this. So from that kind of perspective, it seems to make sense to me, okay? Another thing I did was I went to YouTube and I saw some videos. I saw some videos on Joe Louis, Rocky Marciano, and Jack Dempsey. Okay, those three guys. I saw some fight footage of them. It's so nice because I got to see actual fight footage, all right? I saw them moving around and knocking people out and stuff. And the great thing about that is I thought that I was going to have to go further back, all right? Further back because they're already wearing gloves. It's already like boxing, almost like as we know it today. But you know what? The interesting thing was I saw them do this. I saw them do, not all the time, but this was in there. It wasn't high up here, but it was down here. And I saw it in there, so that kind of told me, hey, I'm on the right track. Like this is the right time, okay? So they were starting to change from this to this right here. And as far as I can tell, athlete-wise, these guys are awesome, phenomenal athletes. I don't think it gets much better than that. So for the time, they're probably as best as they can get. Okay, so the evolution for their time, they reached a peak, in my opinion. That they were perfect fighters the way they were. All right, but because of the addition of the gloves, I think maybe at the time, so they started going from this kind of thing to this, but the evolution still hadn't quite completed yet, okay? The way evolution works from science is that you change the environment and now the species have to adapt. And what happened here is you throw in the gloves and now the boxers have to adapt. So it takes some time. It takes some time. So I think it took some while for the boxers to start utilizing more and more the glove itself as a shield for defense. So now you got two shields in your hand, and if you're fighting like that, it's going to change the game a lot, because now your defense is going to be way better. Instead of just the forearms, now you also have these pads right here in your hands. So now the defense is going to be a lot better, and I think what that means is the guys that are attacking now have to develop more intricate ways of attack. Okay, when I watch the footage, one of the main differences I noticed from back then and today is that today's modern boxers do a lot more jabs. The way they're doing the jabs is very, very different. The guys back then, I didn't see a whole lot of jabs, all right? What they would do is they'd kind of come in like this, and when they got close enough, they'd swing hardcore and do exchanges, and then they move out. The defenses like this, you'd see they sidestep, they do all kinds of stepping, and then they get out. So they come in, swing down hard, and then get out. Whereas to the boxers today, you see a lot more setups, you know, combinations coming in and pacing themselves a lot more. I think it's, once again, because the defense, due to the gloves, is so much higher now that now you can't just go in there and throw down. So the athletes of back then seemed more like wrestlers, where the pace of a wrestler is you go in hard and then you take a break. Go in hard, take a break. Today's boxers, I think, are more like, it's more constant. The action is, so the cardio is different, the way you got to develop the cardio and stuff. So it was just very, very interesting. That's my 2 cents. Those are my observations. I could be totally wrong. I don't know if at the time when Joe Louis and those guys were boxing, if the glove was smaller than today. I don't know. I tried to look it up, wasn't able to find it. I didn't know if the padding was different, if it was lighter, if the glove was just not as well made, as to the, not as cushiony. You know, I don't know. I tried to look it up. Once again, couldn't find it. But anyway, those are my 2 cents. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching.